Right. Let's get started. Hopefully this is working. But we're trying out the live stream today. See how she goes. But I got a couple things lined up I wanted to talk about, just mess around, and see if anybody pops in. We're going to be talking about some stand-up jet skis, talk about what Yamaha and Honda have got going on, maybe mess around, look at some parts for some of the skis, and talk about some of the good spots to check out for OEM parts, and just some other little random things to look at. Let's see. But yeah, starting up first, I wanted to look at this kind of review of like the first or the best 6 stand-up jet skis in 2024. Obviously, it's got the new Superjet and the Kawasaki on there. Yeah, I gotta figure out this streaming stuff. But yeah, it's got the Kawasaki and the new Superjet on there. Thought it might be kind of interesting. But it goes over what they rank the Kawasaki and the Superjet. They're probably, yeah, with a quick glimpse, it looks like they're the 2 best on the list. They both got 4.7, which I thought was kind of funny since my most recent video is of the comparison of the 2 skis. But let's see. All messages. Trying to figure out how to view the chat. I lost the chat. There we are. But yeah, it's a hard decision between the Kawasaki and the new Superjet. It really is just a matter of what like you're going for. The Kawasaki is just like the Busa for the water, and the Superjet's more of like a handling sports car, where the Kawasaki's more of a dragster. It's so fast right off the rip. But they're both super cool. I can't say I'd want one over the other because they are just completely different skis, and I think that's kind of a important factor in somebody considering either ski. Let's see. We got David. What's up, David? Not sure how to pull up the chat. I can't find the chat now. I thought I had it on here, but it's not updating. It might come up soon. But yeah, there's completely different skis. The Kawasaki is just huge. It feels way bigger than the new Superjet, but it feels also way faster. It's not like a super bike where it doesn't feel like you're going fast because of the fairings and stuff. It's just fast as can be because the 60 miles an hour on a ski is just insane. Nate says I should get a jet board. That's the thing on here. Those are weird. I don't know about those. They look fun, but if you look at the price of them, it's just like, oh my gosh. It's freaking nuts for what they are. And then yeah, they got a little, which is cool because they got a little 2-stroke motor, but with 100 cc's, I don't know. It does look fun though. It would be fun to try them. What do they have? Let's see. Top speed is 39 miles an hour. That little gas tank for this thing's got to be tiny. I don't know. I've never seen one before though. It'd be pretty cool. One person carry this. Oh yeah, I bet it is light. Yeah, 54. That is super light. 54 pounds. Then they got the Pro Force on there, which that'd be a super cool ski, but they're just so expensive. Yeah, you can see it costs as much as the Kawasaki or the Superjet without an engine. So it's freaking nuts. Let me see. I got the comments on my phone because I can't see them on the computer. I thought it'd pull up right here, or I can't see it on your screen, but they're not pulling up on there. But I can see them on my phone. What's up, Ryan? Get a hydrofoil? Is that what that was called? What's a hydrofoil? Let's see what a hydrofoil is. Oh yeah, this thing's looked cool. Um, let's see. Yeah, these things are super weird. What do these cost? Well, you know they're expensive if they don't have the price like right off the. Oh no, that's right there. Holy cow, those things are. Okay, here's a cheaper one. Still $10,000. Shoo. Oh, they're okay. They're electric or something. Let's see. That would be pretty fun though. Level of the 4.5 minimum. Combined. How much do they weigh? Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a learning. Yeah, they're all electric. I feel like there's definitely a learning curve to them. That does look pretty sick. Carbon fiber. The ones I saw, they were like kind of like bouncing with it. I didn't know they had like full electric ones. New wing, new ride. Yeah, these are pretty cool. It's kind of like a rare or kind of a niche hobby, kind of like the stand-up jet skis. I can't believe how expensive they are though. For I guess it's new technology and stuff. Oh, really? Yeah, I can't believe they're. You saw a couple of them if they're that expensive. They do look really neat though. They got the cool little controller. But that'd be like the scary thing is like down the road is like a couple years from now they're gonna have completely different, more powerful motors and stuff. That's like my only thing against electric is they'll be outdated so fast. But I think once they like innovate new batteries that are a little bit more advanced, because batteries have kind of like leveled off. Like I think like the whole EV market is gonna like completely change uh, they once they revamp the batteries to have like double or triple what they are now. I think that's going to be like the big factor in when EVs take over the market in pretty much every field because they can only just store you can only store so much battery in in a car or in a jet ski now, or in a motorcycle. But once they do, I think it'll be, yeah, it'll engines will be over. There's a place on the river that offers lessons for like $250 for a couple of hours. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it would be pretty fun. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it if you're to see if you wanted to get into it. I bet it's still more of a workout than I'd imagine. How fast do they go again? Oh yeah, this is only 43 pounds. Yeah, exactly. Seeing if you like it before you spend some serious cash. That is pretty cool. It's crazy all the carbon fiber and the stability of it. Yeah, I'd definitely have to. I'd be definitely down to try one, but yeah, that's some serious cash. Bum, bum, bum. That's interesting. Which one would they call it? They the lightest jet ski. This is a little bit different, but it's pretty cool. It's got the two stroke, but yeah, two strokes are something. But two strokes are just a lot of maintenance, though. That's the only downside to that. Something to look into where you live to see if someone offers rentals or lessons. Yeah, they definitely don't around me, which I was kind of surprised because not really necessarily with that, but like jet skis and stuff. The little lake is like right next to our house. I can't believe that they don't rent jet skis there, even though it's a kind of a risky business to get into. But it would be like the kind of the perfect little spot for somebody renting those, or like little pontoons. But yeah, no, those things are cool. I don't know. I've never ridden one, but I've never even seen one in person. But they are pretty neat. Formula EV in Mexico on TV today. Couldn't hear him like the Indy 500. Yeah, yeah. That's like the only thing I don't like about electric cars is there's no sound. I know they're like crazy fast, but I like sound. I like the bigger motors, being loud. You know, half the fun with the skis and stuff is how they sound. In my opinion, that's what I really like. Yamaha makes something kind of similar, but it's a underwater scooter. Huh. Hold on to it, and it pulls you around underwater. Oh, I used to have one of those. Like when we had a boat, I would like it's like a little submarine thing, and you'd like go underwater with it. And but I used it like with a kayak, and I would like ride on top of the kayak and ride it around like little party coves and stuff. They were fun. But yeah, there wasn't a Yamaha one. It was I think it was a Sea-Doo, but it was pretty cool. We used that forever. I think I still have it in the basement. I think it only went about like 5 miles, 10 miles an hour though. But it was plenty fast for when I was like 13 or 12 or whatever. But yeah, the Pro Force is cool for the jet skis, but for it being double the money as the Kawasaki, that'd be a pretty big commitment. But yeah, they do go a lot faster, and they are a pretty decent amount lighter than the Kawasaki. 450 pounds. How much is the Kawasaki? 550. So yeah, it's 100 pounds lighter than the Kawasaki, which is pretty huge when you're talking about the same motor platform. Sea Breachers? I have not heard of Sea Breachers. Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, these are really kind of interesting. Let's see. These are like crazy expensive, aren't they? Total cost of the custom depends on the model. Yeah, I bet they aren't gonna say. But yeah, these are really weird. It would be super cool to ride in one though. Oh, it's not gonna load. I've seen a couple videos on them. I haven't really looked into them or anything. But yeah, you're like in a little submarine thing, and it goes like jumps in and out of the water. Yeah, let's see if I can find a video of one. Sea Sea Breacher. I'll have to turn the volume off, but let's see. An underwater shark jet ski. Let's see. Yeah, it's like a kind of like a between a. It operates more like a not like a plane, but um. Let's see. You like get into it and it like seals you in. But I think they're at least a couple hundred grand or yeah something crazy. Let's see. I wanted to see like yeah the outside view of it. Yeah, I don't know like how usable it is, but it's an interesting thing. That's for sure. Yeah, it looks pretty intense, and you like yeah you can like jump in and out of the water. It looks like they're cooking pretty good there. Yeah, that would definitely be pretty interesting to try. I don't know if it's like with the dual arms. I guess it can just controls both sides of the wings or whatever. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I didn't know they were called that, but I have seen a video or two on them. The Sea Breacher. I don't think that you might not. You're probably not going to see one on our channel, but it would be pretty cool to try. That would be pretty intense. Safer than Ocean Gate, yeah. I don't know. It's only safer if it doesn't go check out the Titanic. Yeah, look at the little trailer it comes on. That's cool. It's two seater too. Yeah, those gotta cost a crap ton. But those are pretty cool. Let's see. And then these crash. I was looking at this earlier. Oh, they actually have the Superjet and the Kawasaki is actually rated less than the Pro Force. That's kind of surprised me there. Yeah, the cost of it is kind of the only thing I would pull me against it. Um, but the crash skis I was looking at the other day, and they seemed pretty interesting. Have you thought about getting a crash or Richter? Backflip or barrel rolls would be fun. Oh yeah, for sure. The thing that was always kind of leading me against it is like we don't really like buying used, just because most of them are saltwater ridden, and just the sheer cost. But we were looking at the crash ones the other day, and they weren't like crazy expensive. Uh, like yeah, this one's only well, the one below it is their like bad to the bone trick ski, and that one's pretty cheap. When you're factoring in like the Richters are like 40 or 50 grand for kind of the same thing. But yeah, the top speed, yeah. I mean, the top speed's always low on these because they're, yeah, like you said, they're designed for tricks. But no, that would be super fun. I'd love to try one though before I would like commit fully to, uh, to dropping that much money on one. But yeah, I mean, to be able to try backflips and stuff, and get like super air would be super cool. But yeah, they're good looking skis too, and it'd be cool just because they're super light. I think they're lighter than this old two-stroke super jets, but they're like really short. That's like the cool thing about them is they're just like so short and like full carbon fiber composite, and it'd be interesting to like if I wish they could just do like a haul. That would be like kind of what I would be more enticed or it would be more enticing would be to like buy a basically a full setup haul where I could just drop the motor out of the Superjet and then put it into this one. Even though, yeah, a bigger motor would be super cool, it just seemed like it'd be a lot cheaper to have the just drop the motor in with like a shell. But yeah, the crash ones are cheap compared to the Richters. So yeah, I definitely want to look into it more. Yeah, the 1200cc engine would be wicked. Modded drift cart. Oh, I've seen those. Those things are sweet, but those are like a couple grand. But they do look like super fun. If you get one, Nate, let me know. I'll try it out. But they're like those are all electric and pretty cool, customizable. They're set up to do the crash ones are set up to do backflips from their own wake. Yeah, that would be insane. It'd be heck of a thing to try. Especially, yeah, they're like I think 130 or 140 horsepower, and just I like the looks of them the most too, because they're so stubby. But I was wondering what the gas tank size was, 4.6. That's not really much less than the Superjet. But to be able to do a backflip from your own wake is insane. Even like the new Superjet, I mean, with the big enough wave, you can get in some serious trouble. But this one, I feel like you just like launch into the air forever. You could get 20, 25 feet of air on this thing. It'd be really fun to try. But it's more of like a purpose built, kind of like the Kawasaki's built for speed, and the Superjets are kind of a good mix of everything. This would be like a purpose built like trick ski, but they say they ride good, like just kind of cruising around too. But yeah, I'd wish I could try one. What did they rate that one? A 4.5. I did see that the scary thing with that one is they say the motors were kind of had some problems when they first started out, but supposedly they've fixed most of those issues. So yeah, definitely want to look into those more because they look super killer. I don't know if they had any other ones on there. No, they didn't have any other ones on there. But yeah, this would be like a lot more intriguing compared to the Richter skis. I think the Richter skis would be it's just too much money, really, unless that was like your only hobby. We usually try to stay like around or under that like 10 grand mark but this would be kind of interesting. Uh, as you can probably tell from our toys, the most of them are 10 grand or less. Besides the Tenere, well, I guess the jet skis were a little bit more, but the Tenere and the 450 are the only two street bikes that we have that are over 10 grand, and the quads were about around 10 grand, a little bit over. But yeah, but I think bang for your buck, the if you're not dropping a crap ton of money, the for stand up jet skis, the new Superjet or the Kawasaki, they're both just super cool, bang for your buck. You get a lot for your money. The Sea-Doo Spark is under 10 grand. Yeah, those are cool. I like the. Oh, I don't have one pulled up. Let's see. Jet Blaster. They made a new one that's pretty cool. It's a little bit more expensive than the Sea-Doo Spark, but they're kind of the same thing, made for tricks and stuff. I think the Sea-Doo, the Spark is a little bit better for tricks, but I like the TR1 motor a lot, and the looks of it. It's pretty cool. We were considering this when we were looking at the new Superjet, just to kind of have a little change up. I'm still glad we went with the new Superjet, but this would be a pretty cool option if we wanted me and Jess to ride both two up more often than 10 or 20 minutes. It's still really fun to try two up on a one person ski though. I love the new Superjet, Ryan. I love the new Superjet, and I put 100 hours on mine last summer. That's a lot. Yeah, the new Superjet's. It really is probably the best of all the skis, for just a perfectly rounded ski that does a little bit of everything. I think you definitely need to do the turning, the quick steer plate and handlebars definitely was a big improvement, and a couple other things. But I really, the Superjet you can't really beat for an all-around ski that does everything, because it jumps really just as good as the old Superjets, even though it feels a little bit heavier. It's not too bad. I think the Jet Blaster is comparable to the Sea-Doo Spark tricks. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think they're both really comparable skis. The Sea-Doo is a little bit cheaper, but I'm more of a Yamaha and Honda guy, so I always go for those. But supposedly they're both really good skis. But I don't know how. I think it's definitely it's got the same motor as the Superjet, but it fits up to, and it's a little bit heavier, so it's probably not as, it might be as fast. But they are neat. 13-gallon gas tank. That's nuts compared to the 5 or 6. But yeah, it's cool. The place we got it from, they gave us a banner of it in the garage. I got it hung up. Yep, I did the Pro Watercraft quick steer plate, and the steering handling was night and day, for sure. Yeah, the new Superjet, from the factory, even if you adjust the factory adjustments fully, it just still wasn't enough. But I feel like I'm pretty happy with just the quick steer plate and handlebars. I think that was really about perfect for comparable to the old Superjet and the Kawasaki. The the full steering system swaps are cool, but they're pretty expensive for what they are. But yeah, let me see if I can find the like what does Blosian have for the new Superjet 2021 plus the handlebars, the handle pull. That would be kind of interesting. I don't get that on the new Superjet though. Like I don't know why you'd want to replace the whole handle pull. Did the handlebars change the way it steers slash handles? Not like alter. It didn't alter the steering. It just really made it more comfortable, and it gives you more leverage as you're riding. So if you're like kind of going into a turn, you can kind of extend out further, or you have a better grip of more leverage, so you have like a little bit more control over the ski. So it didn't really alter. I guess it did kind of alter. Yeah, it just basically makes it more comfortable. Is kind of what I got from it, is because I have wider shoulders, so the like factory bars are a little bit in, so it feels kind of awkward. Kind of the same thing with like motorcycles. We always change them out because you have more leverage, and it makes steering not as much on a jet ski, but on the motorcycles it makes it steering a lot easier because you have more leverage on the bars. But being able to kind of like extend out on the skis is more why we like it. And we like straight bars, so the factory bars are a little bit V'd or angled out, kind of flare. Like them straight. Yeah, let me see if I can find I forget. I'll have to check my ski when I'm at Dad's next. I think we went with I can't remember what brand handlebars we went with, but we always go with like the longest ones because like Blosian's handlebars are a different length than some of the other brands, like the Riva one. I wanted to say it was Riva. Let me see if I have a picture. I don't think I have a picture of the ski, or it might show up in one of my videos. I'll check it real quick. But yeah, there's like one brand that's a little bit wider than the other brands, and that's what we always go with. So I'm gonna check that. But it should say in one of my videos, not Yahoo, YouTube. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I just can't remember which handlebars. Yeah, the 0 degree is what I went with. We always go with the 0 degree. ADA. Okay, that's what it is. So the ADA handlebars is what we go with because they're a little bit wider. Now, that's kind of a little bit extreme because they're only, very minimal amount, but the ADA bars are our favorite just because they're a little bit wider in length than the other brands. But yeah, 0 degree is the one that we go with. Let's see, I got some motorcycles here. But yeah, that's like one thing I wish that Yamaha and Honda did was, or not Honda. Honda's got the freaking mini motos down. They got 5 mini motos. Did you get them from Blosian? I wish Yamaha came out with a mini moto like at the Grom. I can't remember where we got them from. For the handlebars, let me see. Yeah, I'll have to check and see if I where we got them from because yeah, apparently Blosian doesn't sell them. But I'll check and try and message you. Kawasaki JS 400 or JS 300. Let me see. Eh, I never. I think the power was always the thing that I didn't like, or not didn't like. I never ridden one, but I was power hungry. So I think that Dad's always said that they're really underpowered. But besides that, they did handle cool. And just the vintage ski part. Me and Dad have always kind of thought it'd be cool to rebuild one. That one that was in like a decent enough condition to not fail or to not be so much of an issue that we'd be dumping a bunch of money into it. If you found like a pretty pristine one and rebuild it, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm surprised Yamaha doesn't, Ryan. Yeah, I'm surprised Yamaha doesn't make anything to compete with the Grom. That's what I've always wondered. I mean, I think this far into the game, I just not. I feel like they're just not going to. But I mean, they got to be doing well because I mean, Yamaha's or Honda's been coming out with a bunch of them. The Navi, the Navi's super cool. The Honda and the Monkey and the Grom are they sell the crap out of those. Yeah, it's the the old Kawasaki jet skis are cool, but yeah, compared to the SXR, it'd be like I don't even know how you could compare it. It'd be like a rocket ship. Which yeah, the Kawasaki does feel like a rocket ship no matter what. I mean, the thing is, you have to try it, David, because the thing is insane. Have I ridden the Kawasaki Z125? I have not. They're super cool. I was looking at them, and they're pretty good looking. I just wanted a Grom when I decided to switch from the Navi, but the Z125 is seems to be a pretty solid unit too. I like them. If Yamaha made a mini moto with the R3 motor, I'd sell the Grom tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A little bit bigger motor, but kind of same size frame. I think that'd be elite. But I don't know. I mean, the Grom's still super fun, especially on like the tail or back roads. I'm not like super power hungry for it. If I want to go fast, I'll get on a bigger bike. But that's kind of why I stopped at like the big three, like where intake, tune, and exhaust. Anything more than that, then you're kind of jeopardizing a little bit of the reliability of it. Um, at least to some degree. So I just wanted to keep it kind of at that and not put too much money into the bike, but it would be fun to either do a 300 swap or get a cam and a couple other goodies. But putting a Yamaha R3 motor in it and having Yamaha's label, I probably would sell the Grom too, or at least get one of those and compare them. It'd be kind of interesting. The monkey, Dad likes the monkey. I've never really been too fond of the looks, but I'm not a classics guy. I'm more of a or I'm more into the newer look, but I can appreciate the design and looks of the monkey. They're pretty cool. And they definitely like hit the nail on the head for guys that are want something fun to putt around on. that's cheap and reminds them of their mini bikes. So I think they hit the head on that. But yeah, they just have like pretty much every base covered. You know, the Navi's like a scooter, and then they have the Trail 125 and the Super Cub, which is kind of like a mix because they have the, I think they have the automatic transmission, the semi-auto transmission. So they have like all their bases covered. The Moto Compto. I don't know if they even have that on here. But yeah, the Moto Compo is pretty cool. I like the Moto Compacto. Those are pretty cool. The old ones are interesting. I think I've seen a 250 or 300 cc swap into a Grom. I would think the big bore kit would be more than enough. Yeah, yeah. I think you're going pretty extreme when you're doing a full 300 swap on the Grom. You know, you gotta modify the frame or something like that. But it's cool because they use the CRF. Uh, they use this motor. Hang on, I'll find it real quick. Dual Sport. There it is. A 650 would be wicked. But yeah, they just used the 300 motor out of the CRF, 300L or the 250L. That's like the more common motor that they use out of them. A 450 swapped one. Oh yeah, they had one Grom Nate sent me that had my 450 motor put into it. I think that's nuts. I don't know how. I mean, the thing would be terrifying because the 450 wants to wheelie all the time anyway. And that's this is my favorite bike, the 450 Supermoto. That's my favorite, even though it's the most like full race and stuff. It's not a great like single bike to do everything, but it's like if you're running on some back roads, doing some twisties, it's by far the most fun. Do I like the Ryan? Is the Navi similar to the Grom? It's really similar, but I'd say they definitely have some differences. One, the power is like completely different. The Navi is good for roads up to like 45, but that would be like flat roads. So if it's like really mountainous, the Navi's kind of struggle with traffic, where the Grom just doesn't have that issue. And I really preferred the handling of the Grom. They had definitely both have some plus and minuses to them. I made a whole video on it, but they're kind of like the Kawasaki, the SXR, and the Superjet. They're kind of have different purposes. The Navi is more of a commuter or like urban city little bike, and it's cool because it has the little storage and stuff. But if you're wanting to have fun like riding and stuff, I'd say you're gonna have way more fun. It's definitely worth the extra money to go to the Grom. But if you're looking just low budget and something to hop on and ride and let everybody ride, the Navi's the way to go for something like that if you're not worried about speed. I heard you're getting a Harley to take down to the tail soon. I don't know where you heard that from, Nate. But yeah, I'm not much of a Harley guy myself. More Honda and Yamaha. But I've been really into the mini bikes lately. I'm really looking forward to the small bore rally. It's like the little event that they have in Gallenberg in June. It's pretty fun. They do like a couple thousand Groms come and ride. just pretty much everywhere from the tail to Pigeon Forge and Gallenberg. It's a really good time. Let's see if I can pull that up. Nate's going. You're going to it. Small bore rally. But yeah, this is a super fun event that I'll definitely be going to. They say it's in Townsend, but pretty much people stay from anywhere from the tail, which is like Robbinsville, North Carolina, all the way to like Gallenberg and Pigeon Forge. It's let's see, June 6th through the 8th. I think I'm going down on a Wednesday, and then I think it starts on Thursday. But yeah, I'll be there June 5th through the 9th. But it's a real fun event. There's a bunch of people come, and yeah, they got all different types of mini motos. So yeah, if you had a mini bike, I definitely, and you're not too far away, I'd definitely try to make it out to the small bore rally because it's a good time. Ryan, I had a FZ09. It was a fun bike, tons of torque. Oh yeah, I'm terrified of Dad's FZ09 because he's got the ECU flashed and the pipe and intake, and it's terrifying. They're so fast, it's nuts. And like you can't. Well, Dad also had like it geared down, which I guess he liked for wheelies, but the power, I mean, you couldn't floor it in first because you'd flip the bike. The wheel would come up so quick. It's scary. But it is super cool. I do want to try and ride it a little bit more this summer. Maybe get a little bit more comfortable on it because I've gotten pretty comfortable on my FZ07. They're both great bikes. It's actually crazy how much they've gone up since me and Dad had got ours. I think they were like I think the FZ07 was $7,000 or a little bit more when I was looking at them back in 2016. DZ, I just hit 1,800 miles on the Grom today. That's right on. That's cool. I can't remember how much is on mine, but yeah, the Groms are fun. Yeah, if you live near there, check the small bore rally out, DZ. Yeah, the Grom is like a awesome bike just to have fun with a bunch of buddies. If you can get your bunch of buddies to get them, they can be really fun for group rides and stuff. I like this new color too. That teal, that's what my buddy Dylan got. But we got white. White looks clean too. That's kind of what I liked about mine was the white with the gold accents. But yeah, I do like the plain white too. This is probably my least favorite color is the orange. I just don't like the insert on the side panels being gray. Just doesn't look right to me. I like the white or the blue, but I'm more basic. And the SP model, that's what I have for 2020, 2013, 2023. I always like the little duck bill too. The teal is sharp color. Yeah, I like the teal. I always like the little duck bill on some of these too. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. Those are pretty cool, but it'd be a little bit extra weight. DZ got a rack for it the other day. That's what. Yeah, these are like a lot of people do like door dashes and stuff on them. Oh, you have the SP23 model too, right on. But yeah, a lot of people do the door dashes on the Grom or the Navi. I think like if that was like an actual like career, which would like for DoorDash, if you lived in a pretty populated area, I think the Navi would be really nice because it's got that extra bit of storage under and kind of the inside the frame there. But either one. These bikes are great for doing little trips like that. But yeah, they're really fun for what they are. Is there anything new for the 2024 Grom? No, I don't think so. Just colors. They didn't change anything up. Let's see. ABS, SP. SP is just like the special edition, which is just cosmetic. Let's see. Yeah, just the special features. You can see it's just got the special graphics. So just like stickers. But they're both. I liked the SP because it had the gold wheels. But really, all of them look pretty good. Oh, you got the, let's see, where'd you get the roof rack from? Vagabond. I really like Vagabond. That's what my tail tidy is, and they make some good stuff for how much they cost. They're not crazy expensive, and we've got the tail tidies, or let's see, a lot of the tail tidies on the bikes are Vagabond. I think the Grom. I know my FZ07. I think is a couple of them, but yeah, Vagabond's a good brand, and they got a cool name. But yeah, if Yamaha came out with a Grom style bike, I'd definitely have to try it out. Let's see. Yeah, they definitely didn't change anything besides cosmetics for the 2024 model. I forget what year they changed. They went to the when did they go to the Gen 3? What is the name of the Gen 3 Grom? Okay, 2022. So yeah, they have only been out for a couple years. They've only been out since 2022. Oh, there's the Vagabond right there. But oh yeah, that is a pretty cool roof or rack. But I really like their tail tidy. Their tail tidy's sweet, and you can use all your factory components, like your turn signals and then your license plate light. But yeah, they got some good stuff. And then messing around the other day, me and Dad were looking at Supermoto wheels for the Tenere. We were trying to figure out how much it'd cost, but it'd be like $2,000. So I don't know if we'll pull the trigger on that, but it does look pretty sweet. But yeah, supermoto conversion for dirt bikes is pretty elite. It just like completely changes how they handle. Since we're riding 100% on road. Let's see. But yeah, if you guys like are like working on your own bikes and stuff, I kind of wanted to talk about the Partzilla and Rocky Mountain. Those are like my go-to for like OEM parts and aftermarket parts. But the Rocky Mountain does have a better like schematic when you're looking at like, say we'll pull up the Grom here. Let's see, motorcycle 2022 Grom, but they have like a better schematic of if you're looking at how if you're like going to take something apart, like the airbox here. I would definitely look at Rocky Mountain's schematic because they have a clearer picture compared to Partzilla, slightly, but it's a little bit better. But either one is a really good place to order parts from. And it's kind of like one of those things you got to kind of shop around because depending on what parts you need, Partzilla might be cheaper, or Rocky Mountain might be cheaper. But they're both really good places. We usually buy from Rocky Mountain because they're pretty close to us. I think they're only over in Kentucky. DC had a Harley guy act tough towards me while I was on the Grom the other day. I need a shirt that says in big letters, like 135 miles per gallon or something. Diehards out there want me off my Grom. Chill out. Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. It is amazing though how much miles per gallon. Even like with the intake tune and exhaust, I still get like 120. It's crazy. Where that was probably another thing with the Navi versus the Grom was the gas tank for the Navi was so small that even it actually didn't even get as good of gas mileage as the Grom either because it was carbureted. So you'd like have to fill up pretty much every time you'd ride it. Whereas the Grom, I can fill it up like every 3 rides, and the Navi you'd have to do it like every time. Even if it was like a short trip, you'd be at like say half a tank, and then half a tank, you're not really going to get that far. Ryan, I agree. Rocky Mountain has the best part schematic. Yeah, yeah, it's just a little bit clearer, but if it's really handy if you're like working on something and just wanted to see like the carburetor we were working on the other day for Grandpa's quad, just seeing the different all the pieces that were going to be coming out when we were looking at that. And then we've also checked it for like the jet skis when I was looking at doing the exhaust. When I did the exhaust on the Superjet, somebody had mentioned that there's like a removable valve in there that's kind of restrictive, but with the part schematic, we could see that it was pretty close to the engine, and it could risk getting water in the engine if we gutted that out. So we decided to keep it, but we could only figure that out from the part schematic. So little stuff like that makes it pretty nice. But yeah, the Rocky Mountain one's super close. Ryan, have you thought about doing the piston and cam swap on the Grom? I have. I did look into it. I also looked into like the bigger throttle body, and I was more interested in the bigger throttle body and uh, like porting the head, but it ended up being like you kind of wanted to do it all together, and then it got to be like $1,000 by the time you ported the cylinder and then or ported the head and did the throttle body and then got it retuned. It'd be like $1,000, and it didn't really seem like it gave much more power. And then I was also with the cam and the piston on the new Groms. It seemed like they're kind of still working out some kinks with that. So I was gonna kind of hold off and see how let other people be the guinea pig on the piston and cam for the new Grom, because it seems like they've got it a little bit more worked out on the first and second gens, even though there's still some horror stories with guys that swap out the piston in those, just because it does you do affect reliability when you do that kind of stuff. But yeah, from what I've seen, the cam, I haven't looked at it in a while, but the cam was kind of an iffy thing on the new Groms, just because I think people are still trying it and figuring out how to tune them and stuff. DZ, does Rocky Mountain have body panels for Groms? Say I want to keep my SP badge panels, but also wanted to have white panels. Yeah, so that's what I kind of showed with the Navi a while back. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so they have like every other. Let's see. Wiring harness stand. Muffler. Handlebars. Well, we'll use the headlight cover for an example. So on the inside here, let's see, 7. So this is going to be like a different color on all the different Groms. And if you go to 7, this would be like the new version, or I guess this is 2020. Which one did I do? 2022. So this would be like their Candy Victory blue, or you could get their black metallic. So they do have the different colors, which actually I didn't notice. Like on the Navi, they didn't have it specified what color, which is pretty nice that they've changed that for the Groms. But it's actually really cheap to like do a whole plastics swap on the Groms or the Navi. If you have like a color that's you can get from the States. But yeah, you'd have to like say if you have even if you had like a 2022 Grom, but you wanted the 2024 plastics, you can still do that for the Grom because they haven't changed anything or altered the frame any. So if you really liked the new teal, you could do that, even though mine's a 2022 or both of ours is a 2022. Ryan, the tune intake and exhaust is the best bang for your buck for sure. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think you can't go wrong with that. I got mine from DHM, my tune, and it's like flawless. We've had really good luck with tuning too, because you have to do your research. On the Groms, it's not so much because there's only like 2 guys that are popular for it with the new ones, and they're both really good. Supposedly they kind of share tunes back and forth, so you're really probably getting pretty much the same tune no matter which guy you go with. But DHM was the one I went with, and he got it back to me like super quick, even from Florida to Ohio. But like other bikes like the Tenere, we didn't get it flashed by the same guy that did our FZ07, and you could definitely tell like the difference between the two, because the FZ07 had like no dead spots, where the Tenere still has like a dead spot between like 4,000 and 5,000, I think Dad says. But it's just one of those things that you kind of got to consider. V-Cycle Nuts, who's the guy who did the FZ07 and FZ09, and he's the guy to go to for those bigger naked sport bikes. I think he does have a tune for the Tenere now, but I think we might actually send. I forget the place that we flashed the Tenere from, but we might have to send it back to see if they have any updated tunes, because it's not as good as it's good. It's still worth doing, but it's not as good as the flashes from V-Cycle Nut, for sure. Let's see. I'll clean up a little bit here. But yeah, if Yamaha came out with one, I'd definitely have to have it. Two-wheeled Dyno Works is the one that is the flash for the Tenere. That's who we went through, but they're still good. It's just just to nitpick it, it did have a little dead spot in the like 4,000 to 5,000 RPM. But yeah, the Honda's definitely got the wraps on the mini motos. I was really interested in the uh, looking at the Trail 125 because those are kind of cool. DZ does the tune intake and exhaust give you a consistent 60 miles an hour. Yeah, yeah. So it depends on your weight too. That's a big factor in it. And I definitely recommend the dropping a tooth in the front. For let's see, that's a nice thing too with Rocky Mountain. Is sorry I'm jumping around here, but if you go to aftermarket parts for Rocky Mountain, I'll be able to tell you what the stock. Let's see, street. What the stock front sprocket is on the Honda Grom. So yeah, it's a front. The front's a 15 tooth. So if you drop that to a 14 tooth, you don't. With my experience, I weigh 190 pounds. I didn't lose any top end, and the acceleration was way better. So now with like extremely steep hills, you're still going to lose a little bit, but I think that actually comes to be an advantage if you drop the front sprocket to a 14 tooth, is you have a little bit more torque or power uh, to get up those hills, and it's geared a little bit lower, so it helps you get up those hills and not lose as much speed. But overall, yeah, I mean, if it's flatter ground, 60 miles an hour consistently, yeah. But if you're in the mountains, if you're in the mountains and stuff, you're gonna lose a little bit. You're not gonna be able to top stay at 60 on the steepest stuff. But it's not a crazy amount less. It's probably like 50 or 55, whereas the Navi was like 20 or like 25 or 30. So it's not as big of a drop. And yeah, the Navi didn't have the higher top speed, but I'd say yeah, it's definitely worth doing those three things or those four things: the tune, intake, exhaust, and sprocket. That's the best bang for your buck. And as long as you're not doing crazy hills, you should be able to. Yeah, especially at 154 pounds, you should be able to hit 60 no problem consistently. The JT front sprocket is the one we went with for the XR 150L, which that's a fun bike too. But I say if you're not doing off road, I still say the Grom's. Grom's a lot more fun. Let's see. But that's probably the bigger reason why I like Rocky Mountain over Partzilla is it has all this information that you don't have to go to the bike to check. And I swapped out the chain on the Grom, but that was more for cosmetic than anything because it didn't really need it. But Honda chains in general are notorious for being pretty bad compared to like Yamaha and other brands. I just did it for looking cool. The Trail 125 no clutch equals less fun. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it'd be as fun as the Grom. And then since we got the XR 150L now, I think I think the XR 150L is probably still more fun bike than the Trail 125. But really, if you want something with some decent power, um, the XR 650L is the bike to get if you were like considering a mid budget price point for a dual sport. The XR 650L is what I would get, and even if you're doing like long adventures, I'd still consider the XR 650L over the 450 because the 450 has 600-mile oil changes. But we had a CRF 250L for several years, and we sold that even though we probably should have kept it because it was such a good bike. But that's also a great model for somebody looking to have a dual sport that's not crazy powerful, but still fun to hop on and go. But yeah, I'd definitely take the XR 150L over the Trail 125 or the Super Cub. I don't know. The Super Cub's kind of just not my style. But I mean, they do kind of Honda does definitely have the wraps on mini motos. I don't even know what they would do if they made another one. Really, they kind of have all the bases covered. And then for like their Honda's adventure line, their like comparison to the Tenere is this new like Transalp. Seems like a lot of people are getting that. It's a 755cc. It's a pretty cool bike, but I just our favorite motor is the FZ07 motor or the CP2 engine. Even though this would be a little bit faster, I don't think it'd be as cool as the Tenere. But yeah, you'll probably see some videos on or some other YouTubers doing videos on this bike. But yeah. Yeah, it's fun. The quads are cool. We pretty much we got a good range of toys. Trying to figure out if we need anything else. But yeah, I think we pretty much got our bases covered. Unless we just want something like Dad was looking at the Africa Twin, which that's a really cool bike, but it's just so expensive. And it's heavier. That was like the one thing I like about bikes is the lightweight. So that's probably like the reason I like the 450 more than the FZ07 is the power difference, or not the power, but the weight. The weight's just like the 450 feels like you're riding a bicycle with, 60 horsepower, whereas the FZs and stuff, they feel like you're actually riding a bike. It's kind of nuts. DZ, how do you feel about the CBR 300R? Let's see. CBR 300R. My mom's got the R3, and that's a really fun bike. I imagine this is very similar. Here's the secret behind the CBR 300R. Yeah, they're really fun. They handle good. It seems like the first step from the Grom. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a good step up, but not enough that you're gonna be satisfied forever. So like depending on how long you've been riding, it's kind of it's a hard decision because this would be really fun, but you'll still definitely want to upgrade in the future. Oh, CB 300. CB 300R. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I have never seen these. I like naked. You like the naked style? Fair enough. Yeah. It's easier to work on too, like doing oil changes and stuff. I mean, this looks like it might have a belly pan, but they're probably not too difficult to remove compared to full fairings. But yeah, no, these are pretty cool. They had like what did they say? How much was what was the price difference between the two? The 500 or the 300? I don't know. But yeah, they're both cool bikes for sure. And the naked bikes are nice because if a lot of times you can get like frame sliders that aren't too expensive. But yeah, 300 is it's a good, like it's enough to get you going too. I want to see like the top speed and stuff on it. Handling. I've never seen these before though. Are they new? I'm curious if they're new. Or anti-lock braking system. ABS. Yeah, ABS is always good. Single cylinder. That would be a pretty cool bike if you were looking to upgrade from a Grom. Or really, yeah, if you're like looking to do a bunch of mods to your Grom or upgrade to a different bike, I would say do this before upgrading to or before modding out, putting a bunch of money into a Grom to make it like super fast. But I think with the intake, tune, and exhaust, you're not dumping too much money into it. But no, these are pretty cool. I've never seen these before in any of the dealerships. I always stroll through Beachmont Motorsports every once in a while, and I've never seen one of these. Yeah, these are pretty good looking bikes. Oh, I don't have much pictures of them. With like a 360 view. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. 6 speed. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting bike. I didn't even know they made those. Interesting. It's interesting too that the Honda's kind of almost completely gone out of the sport quad game. They only make the 250X and the 90. I used to have a TRX 300 quad. We sold that when we got the Raptors, and that was a good quad. We shouldn't have sold that too, but can't keep everything. So, but that was a great quad. We got a good deal on it too because they just came out with these 250 X's, and they had like reverse, or no, it wasn't reverse. They had like the semi-auto transmissions. So like everybody wanted that for their kids to learn, but the 300 had like just the manual transmission. So it's like basically you just gotta get on it and learn how to ride. But yeah, that was a really good quad. And then the side by sides, we're probably never get into the side by sides just because they're so expensive and there's so little places to ride them. And you have to have a big old trailer. It's kind of crazy. Cool, but expensive. And like I said, we like to keep our hobbies around $10,000 or less, or try to at least, unless there's something can't live without. But yeah, shoot, yeah, we're already an hour and 20 minutes in. I think that was a pretty good run. It's pretty fun. I just wanted to try out the live streams. I'll probably do it again here soon. I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna post one up or something. I'll have some notifications on YouTube or some messages on YouTube, and also I'll post something on Instagram if I throw another one up. But I appreciate you guys, those who joined in. Appreciate you guys checking it out, stopping by, and hope you guys have an awesome week.